Welcome everybody, welcome to my channel, The Financial Trader's Mindsets. So in this video, I'm just gonna talk about how important it is to save and invest. So I was at McDonald's just now, and I went and grabbed a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit sandwich. I was gonna just take it to go, right? I was like, you know what? I can take a moment to sit down and eat. And it was actually a pretty nice McDonald's. Like inside, look, the way they decorate it nowadays, I was pretty impressed. I don't normally sit down and eat McDonald's inside the, I usually take it to go, right? It was actually pretty nice. I was like, it had like nice tables. There was like a vase with roses in it. I was like, what? There was chandeliers, nice wall art. Anyways, so I took the time. I was like, you know what? Let me enjoy this. Let me enjoy this meal at McDonald's. And I did. It was really good, really tasty. They've been up in their game. But anyways, I was sitting there, and there was an older couple, customers that were sitting as well. It was empty. I mean, it's a Monday. Nobody's, everybody's at work, so it's pretty empty. No kids, or kids are at school. I'm so grateful I have this opportunity to be able to enjoy my time as I please. And I saw this couple, they were missing some stuff in their order, right? So the husband went to the counter. He was, he wasn't complaining, but he was just like, hey, you guys missing some of my order. Then a lady came out to bring them what they were missing. And she was missing other things. And the couple was starting to get a little bit upset. They weren't yelling or anything. It was just like, you could hear the tension. And the lady that worked there, she was old. She was much older. I would have to say she can't be older than or younger than 65, right? I would think more like 70, maybe going 70 years old, maybe 75. The way she moved, just very slow, just older woman. And I was just thinking like, she's probably working this job because she has to, right? And it just got me thinking like, it's very important to save and invest, right? I know, like, when you're young, you're like, you know what? I might not live forever. YOLO, I'll do it later. I'll worry about it later, right? And you keep pushing it, kicking the can down the road, right? Until eventually it becomes too late. And the longer you wait to do it, the harder it gets, right? The harder it gets, not in the sense where only to save, right? But also you have to save and invest more every time. If you're investing monthly or weekly, whatever it is, you have to put a bigger chunk of your earnings into investing just to catch up. That's why it's important to set everything up now, automate deposits, automate your investing. Like I mentioned before, use M1 Finance is great for it. It auto deposits from your bank, and then it'll take your deposits and automatically disperse it among your chosen investments, right? Like your pie. So, but anyways, I was just thinking like, yeah, she probably doesn't have, the lady at McDonald's, she probably didn't have a large enough nest egg to retire off of. And possibly maybe her husband passed away. He was the breadwinner and she no longer has any income. And, possibly he didn't set her up to have any income either, right? Maybe they both lived like very frugally. Maybe he still worked. Who knows? Maybe he had a business. You don't know these things, right? But I'd say 90%. I don't know a lot of people that would just love to work at McDonald's, right? Just, even if they don't need to, right? It's more like a have to. And it really brings a stark contrast to like, just the people that do have the opportunity, right? That is the reality. If you don't take care of yourself, nobody's going to do it for you. Not a new president, not any politician, not Congress. They're not going to help you out. They, of course there are some backstops, some subsidies, Social Security and all that, but it ain't enough. Not in this time, not during these times. The money is just not enough to live a comfortable life. it's basically living in poverty, and you're forced to go back to work, right? So I just want to put this message out there that, just invest, just start. It doesn't matter like how much it is, right? The idea, especially if you find it very difficult, if you're like, man, I don't want to I can't afford to take this much, or I just don't want to do it. I have a big mortgage or a car payment, whatever. You could keep all that, even if it's $50 a month, just to get it started, right? Obviously more if you can, right? Ideally at least 10% of your earnings. Like The Richest Man in Babylon. If you never read that book, I suggest read it. I've read it a few times. It's a great book, and there's just great lessons in there. But at least save 10% of your earnings. Pay yourself 10% at least, and then spend the rest on whatever you want, right? And then over time, the idea is that over time, even if it's $50 a month and it's only 1% of your earnings, right? Doesn't matter. Just don't go out one weekend and you'll have the money. Some sort of thing you do, some sort of luxury, some sort of vice, whatever it is, just don't do it for one time and use that money to invest it, right? And you will still be net neutral, right? No extra money's coming out. So there's no excuse. Even in 2020, 2021, we had record amounts of savings amongst Americans during those years. There was trillions of dollars Americans were saving. They said they haven't seen that type of saving ever, right? So I know y'all can save and invest. Now, today, compared to today now, Americans are in record debt, have no savings. I think it's like $1.3, $1.5 trillion in debt. Whereas in 2020, 2021, I think they were saving collectively it was over $1 trillion, maybe close to $2 trillion, right? So we swung $3 to $4 trillion in a couple years, right? So people are, you have the ability when you put your mind to it, when there's something that can drive you to save, but you don't need that. You don't even need something to drive you. You don't need to be acting out of fear or saving out of fear. You can start very small. And like I said, keep it net neutral. That way at least you break the ice, get it going. And then over a few months, you can be like, oh wow, this is cool. I got some cash in the bank or, in my investment account. It's kind of and it's growing. All right, that's great. Okay. And then it starts clicking. Once you see it for yourself, I cannot sit here and tell you, oh, you got to do this and this. People don't want to be told what to do, right? And I get it. I don't like to be told what to do. So do something net neutral. Take from here, whatever advice you have or hobby or something, just take a few bucks off of there, add it to the investment account. And then over time, if it takes you a year, 2 years, 5 years, who cares, right? Before you start seeing how this works and how it can change your life. And then once it clicks, because it can only click from inside you. You can only see the light yourself. No, I could show you everything that's possible, but you're just gonna, I still have to put in money. That's the way you're gonna look at it, right? But if you do that at a very small scale, and the sooner you realize it, you're gonna get excited, and you're gonna start putting in more, and you'll be like, holy shit, I could seriously do this. And then you just put in more and more, and then you start looking for ways to invest more. You start looking for ways to budget, run a budget, take the excess, plow it into your investment accounts. Because I'm telling you, when I saw that sweet old lady in McDonald's, it's heartbreaking, right? I was sitting there looking like, that could be my mom, right? Working there. That's somebody's mother. So yeah, really take it serious. That's all I'm saying. 10%, that's it. Start out with $20. I don't care if it's $10, $5, who cares? Just start. And then you'll see it over time, right? And then slowly you start seeing it enough and it becomes your idea. It's like the movie Inception. It comes from inside here, to get someone to have a great idea. You can't make someone have a great idea. It has to come from one inside, because that's how they have the conviction in the idea. So that's what I'm doing, man. I'm incepting your mind. trying to go deep in there, just planting the seed, and then maybe you'll see, you know what, that motherfucker's right. Let me get on M1 Finance. Let me download the app. Once you set it up, that's it, man. It's on autopilot. No excuses. All right, keep it short. Thanks for watching another one of these impromptu videos. I'm telling you, man, I got these ideas, and it just pops up in my head, and I just talk about it, you know. So I'm gonna start doing these more. It's easier to upload. Sometimes I'll do some nice edited videos, but keep it like this. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Leave a comment. I don't know if there's really a comment to be left, right? It's just like, you gotta just take action. Comments mean nothing. So take some action. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.